The World Heavyweight Championship is WWE's most prestigious number 2 title. Even though it won't reach the undisputed WWE Championship anytime soon, the World Heavyweight title disrupted the Raw roster when it was introduced by Triple H in 2023. Today I'm going to rank all 9 rocky up and down title reigns with the golden strap, from Wrestler of the Year contenders to 5-minute stints broken by Money in the Bank cash-ins. Speaking of which, let's get right to one of those. Coming in last place, number 9, Drew McIntyre. As a Drew McIntyre fan, this is frustrating to say. When COVID changed the world and WWE, it was Drew who stepped up to stuff the entire Raw brand into a backpack and carry it on his back. Bottom line is, he's a former world champion, twice over, but he never held gold in front of thousands of rampaging fans. That's what made his WrestleMania 40 victory over Seth Rollins so cathartic. Drew finally got what he deserved, but he just couldn't help it, he had to mock CM Punk, leaving his back wide open for someone to stab it. 5 minutes, 46 seconds, that's how long Drew remained unscrewed. I can't be all too mad though, it did give us the legendary feud against CM Punk that defined 2024. Number 8, it doesn't get better. I just brought up CM Punk, let's stay on him for a second. The self-proclaimed best in the world from Chicago battled the ring general Gunther at SummerSlam 2025, Saturday, and after a 30-minute classic and 2 GTS in succession, Punk scored a rare, clean pinfall over Gunther. Pursuing the world title, CM Punk claimed that he needs to be champion just like he needs air in his lungs. Yet his reign lasted even less long as McIntyre's. 5 minutes and 10 seconds, and another legendary Seth Rollins Money in the Bank cash-in later, the belt was on Punk's number 1 enemy. More on Seth Rollins later. For now, let's circle back to Gunther. This number 7 spot is reserved for his second run with the big gold. Gunther has lost a lot of his aura after WrestleMania 41. He lost his strap and reclaimed it less than 2 months later, but the magic was gone. Looking back at this, the only reason they put the title on him was for him to retire Goldberg in a match for a championship. If you're asking me, that's kind of a waste of Gunther's potential. He captured the title, defeated Goldberg in the only successful defense, and dropped it to the very next guy who earned a shot. This just screams transitional champion to me, even though it did fulfill one small task. We'll get back to Gunther's thankfully much better first run later, but for now, his second 54 days long stint was really just nothing. Next up, a very interesting person. Jey Uso, number 6 on my list. The Jey Uso situation is one hell of a curious case. Rarely ever have I seen such great crowd reactions meet so much animosity online. Jey will see success in the shows. The crowd will pop and cheer, all while keyboard warriors have a meltdown and dislikes Jey's clips into oblivion. So what do I think of the guy? I don't mind him. He definitely has the charisma you need to hold your own in promo duels with the likes of CM Punk and Roman Reigns. I do have to say that I sigh every time he encores his entrance. It's a catchy theme, but by the time he reaches the ring I already got the idea. Everybody loves yeeting, I don't need seconds. All that said, I was happy for Jey when he captured the big championship at WrestleMania 41. The following reign was pretty decent all things considered. Say what you want, but Jey stood his man. He handled multiple responsibilities and worked overtime, defending the strap and being there for all his friends at the same time. That's about everything I can say as the reign ended after 51 days and not much more happened. We're halfway through the list, so I'm going to place CM Punk's second time around here. This is hard to judge as the reign is still ongoing by the time I'm making this video. It started with an admittedly hilarious match with Jey Uso for the vacant belt. He had to pour water over the Yeetster. I want to draw attention to the excellent promo Punk cut to celebrate his title win on Raw. If this promo is any indication, the run is going to be great, with Punk giving out chances to established greats like AJ Styles, but also young up-and-comers like Dragon Lee. I have high hopes and CM Punk usually doesn't miss. Good things are coming our way. Taking the number 4 spot is Seth Rollins, so get ready to... Let's talk about Money in the Bank cash-ins. The Visionary created an historic moment when his music hit during the main event of WrestleMania 31 and Seth walked out WWE Champion after the highest of the century. And now I have to say, that son of a bitch did it again. After the most hype cash-in the Money in the Bank briefcase history, Seth managed to create another cash-in that is up there. The lengths he went to for this were insane. He faked a knee injury in a match against LA Knight. Seth would keep the charade up in interviews, even when talking to Nikki Bella backstage in off-camera, off-work conversations. Only very few people knew the truth. Seth trolled us all, a monumental shock moment when he dropped the crutches. In an ironic twist, karma hit. Seth faked an injury, but a legit injury forced him to vacate the championship. Pure cinema in my book. Damian Priest coming in as high as he does is an impressive surprise. I'm giving the bronze medal to another Money in the Bank cash-in champion. You really can't blame Damian Priest for cashing in. Drew McIntyre dug his own grave. Raw from WrestleMania to SummerSlam 2024 was just so good, and Priest as champion definitely contributed to that. The guy just has a cool and credible presence on his own. But what elevated his time with the top prize was the Judgment Day. A highlight of that time was the implosion of the Judgment Day at SummerSlam 2024. When Finn Balor turned on Damian even after assuring him that everything was alright, was great. We all felt the betrayal when Dom turned on Rhea, and we just as much felt it with Finn and Damian. In the process, Damian lost the heavyweight title to Gunther, who's taking the number 2 spot. The mean Austrian ring general pretty much had a perfect 2024. Banger match and emotional title transition to Sami Zayn at WrestleMania 40. Chopping his way through the King of the Ring tournament to upgrade from Intercontinental to World Heavyweight Champion. Bash in Berlin was a major moment for him, with the German crowd fully behind him. The reason keeping Gunther from the top of the list is that he became kind of boring later on, and the reign ending in an embarrassing fashion. Losing to Jey Uso wouldn't have been that big of a deal, but they made him tap out to his own finishing move. However, these are just peanuts in the grand scheme of things. Now for number 1, it's the greatest champion in wrestling history. It's Vacant, the most deadly challenger ever. Just kidding, it's Seth Rollins. Seth not only was a great World Heavyweight Champion, he was the one to put it on the map. He won the brand new belt in a very good match against AJ Styles. The night after, the crowd showered him in "You deserve it" chants. For over 300 days, Seth did his best to get the prestige level of the newest rep in town at least close to Roman Reigns' undisputed WWE Championship, while crowds were singing his theme every time. His title loss to Drew McIntyre is notable as well. When he broke character to say, "You f***ing deserve that belt," I really felt that. This concludes my list. How does yours look like? Let me know in the comments. You have been watching WWE. The best things in wrestling.